House Bill 756. The clerk will read.
Representatives Torbett, Blackwell, and Zinger. House Bill 756, a bill to be entitled Standards Advisory Commission. The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
Representative Torbett, does the gentleman want to do the amendment first or debate the bill first?
Amendment first, Mr. Speaker.
The gentleman is recognized. Send forth the amendment. The clerk will read.
Representative Torbett moves to amend the bill.
Gentleman has the floor to debate the amendment.
Thank you, members. This amendment actually just changes the selection process for the commission. I inadvertently actually had left out, and thank you, Representative Quick, for bringing it to my attention, left out any chance for the governor to appoint any members. So what was 8 members from the Speaker and 8 members from the Speaker pro tem is now 6 Speaker, 6 pro tem, and 6 governor. So I appreciate that, and I hope y'all can support the amendment.
Further discussion or debate on the amendment? Not the question for the House is the adoption of Amendment A1. Those in favor will say aye. Those opposed, no. In the chair, the ayes have it. The ayes do have it. The amendment's adopted. We're now on the bill. The gentleman has the floor to debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and members of this hallowed chamber here. This commission kind of, well, if you believe, I guess, like I do, you may not, but if you do, you understand that educating children by our Constitution is placed at the feet of this body right here, the North Carolina General Assembly. It's our responsibility, and we shouldn't shrug from that responsibility. But the Constitution also gives the state board some of that authority too in different definitions. One of the things they do is to adopt new standards, but it gives other parties the ability to create and do those standards. That precedent was set some years ago when their commission was formed to look at Common Core that was being implemented throughout the state. So what this bill does, and the goal of this is to have a more wider, more balanced spread on the standards, addressing more of what's coming in the future for our kids, what industry is looking for in our kids, what education, what knowledge kids in our school need to have to meet those goals when they exit, so they too can be good wage earners or great artists or great musicians, whatever their path is, but to give them more of a balanced approach to that in the standards. So basically what this does, it creates that new standards, and it focuses our commission, and it focuses on who is actually on there. It involves the survey of parents, teachers, the public to determine priorities and usefulness of standards, review available and relevant academic content standards that are rigorous, specific, sequenced, clear, focused, and measurable. It ensures that the content standards for the core academic areas meet certain requirements, such as reflecting high expectations, being understandable to both parents and teachers, and producing reliable, valid, and efficient data for accountability purposes. It requires high school course content standards to align with post-secondary knowledge and skills, including the minimum course requirements for admission to the constituent institutions of the University of North Carolina and employment in a 21st century economy. With that, I'll stand for any questions, as long as my voice holds out. If not, Representative Blackwell is on deck. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
For what purpose does the lady from Wake, Representative Von Hafen, rise?
To speak on the bill.
The lady has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to oppose this bill because it fundamentally changes how we will establish the standard course of study here in our state. The standard course of study, if you don't know, defines what students are expected to know and be able to do by the end of each grade level and each subject or course. Per statute right now, the North Carolina State Board of Education and DPI have already established a process for revising and updating the standard course of study that's led by professional educators at DPI and from our public schools. This process already involves a significant amount of input from a range of stakeholders, including educators, school and district administrators, parents, higher education, business, and industry partners already. The process also includes a review period of at least 30 days for public comment. Based on a request from Superintendent Truitt, DPI actually developed and the State Board approved this plan in February of 2022. State Board of Education has a constitutional responsibility to supervise and administer our free public school system, including defining what our students should know and be able to do at the end of each grade level. This proposed commission would diminish the state board's authority by delegating the standards development process to a legislatively appointed commission. And I do appreciate the addition of the governor's appointments, but I still stand in opposition to this new commission. In addition, these provisions would require the State Board of Education to submit to the General Assembly any change to the standard course of study, and then wait 30 days before implementing that change, during which time the General Assembly can move to disapprove that change. If a bill is introduced disapproving of a change in the standard course of study, then the change cannot be implemented by the board until the bill receives an unfavorable report or the session is adjourned. This essentially gives the General Assembly a veto over changes to the standard course of study, and it gives a single member the ability to greatly delay a change to the standard course of study. These provisions further diminish the State Board of Education's constitutional authority and erode an already very strong, professional, and stakeholder-driven process for revising and updating what is taught in our public schools. Instead of further injecting politics once again into our public schools and our public school curriculum, this General Assembly should let professional educators and the State Board continue to develop our state standards. Thank you.
Further discussion, debate? Seeing none, the question for the House. Passage of House Bill 756 on second reading. Those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Representative Johnson, aye. Arp, aye. Shepherd, aye. Clerk will machine record the vote. 71 having voted in the affirmative and 43 in the negative. House Bill 756 passes second reading and without objection will be read a third time.
The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
Question for the House is the passage of House Bill 756 on third reading. Those in favor will say aye. Those opposed, no. Ayes appear to have it. Ayes do have it. House Bill 756 having passed third reading, bill will be sent to the Senate and ordered engrossed.